On January 2026, 2013, a 21-year-old student named Elisa Lam checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. At first, everything seems normal. She was traveling alone through California, documenting her journey online and sharing her experiences with friends and family. But within days, she will vanish without a trace. And what happened next will become one of the most disturbing mysteries in the internet history. When Elisa Lam arrived at the Cecil Hotel, staff members described her as friendly, outgoing. She spent several days exploring Los Angeles. Then suddenly, her family stopped hearing from her. Not a message, not a phone call, not even a picture or a posting. For Elisa's parent, this was immediately alarming. She was known for staying in touch regularly. A missing person immediately was launched. Police searched the hotel, guests were questioned, security footage was reviewed, but there was no sign of Elisa. Was as if she had disappeared simply from nothing. Then, investigators found something unexpected. A surveillance camera inside of the hotel's elevators had captured Elisa shortly before she vanished. The footage will eventually spread across the internet and be viewed millions and millions of times. At this moment, I will show you the footage. Disclaimer: it is kinda disturbing to watch, and when I first watched it, I was like, for how she was behaving. So, here's the footage. In the video that you just watched, Elisa appears to enter the elevator. She presses multiple buttons, she steps in and out, she looks down the hallway. At several moments, she appears to be reacting to something outside the elevator that cannot be seen on camera. That is one of the most disturbing things that I've seen. And that was the last confirming sighting of her. That was the last time that she was watched. The footage triggered endless speculations. Who was she looking at? Was somebody following her? Was she hiding from someone? Or something else was happening entirely? The internet exploded with theories. Some believe there was a foul play, others suggested paranormal explanations because of the hotel's dark reputation. The Cecil Hotel had already become famous for violence, crime, and unexplained stories over many decades. But investigators focus on the evidence rather than rumors. Days later, hotel guests began reporting a strange problem. The water pressure was low, the water looked like a brownish color and like some stench coming out of the water. Some guests even complained about a weird taste of the water. Maintenance workers were sent to inspect the rooftop water tanks. What they discovered shocked everyone. Inside one of the tanks, they found Elisa Lam's body decomposing. The discovery raised even more questions. How did she get into the roof? How did she reach the water tank? Why was she there? Investigators carefully examined the evidence. The official investigations found no signs of the assault. No evidence of another person being involved was identified. Authorities ultimately concluded that her death was accidental. According to investigators, Elisa had been experiencing a mental health crisis that may have affected her perceptions and decision making. But for many people, the mystery never fully disappeared. The elevator footage remains one of the most analyzed videos on the internet. More than a decade later, people still debating what they see in those final moments. Was it a simple tragic accident? Or is there something about the case that continues to leave people unsettled? One thing is true. The story of Elisa Lam remains one of the most discussed and haunting mysteries of all the modern internet era. And even today, many people continue asking the same question. What really happened to Elisa Lam? Okay, let me get out of context and out of simply what I thought that happened. This is put on your tin hats, put on everything. Personally, after seeing the footage and repeatedly analyzing what was happening with her, I don't think nobody was following her. It is hard to say, and I should not be saying this, but most likely it was due to a mental health issue. Because, I'm not saying she was a schizophrenic, she was having mental health issues. Maybe something was going through her life, because in the footage, she seemed really upset, really out of her. With all the records that we have from her, that she was a student, she went to California, used to be there exploring Los Angeles and everything. I think it is really hard to know what happened. But I think it was something that had to do with mental health, and that she was not maybe in her five senses, like on the mind at that time. Something happened, maybe something final happened. I don't know, just speculations. But if you want to continue hearing these stories and everything, please click the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will go ahead and upload videos anytime that I can. Most likely will be daily. And leave in the comments, what do you think that happened with Elisa Lam? Thank you for hearing my voice, and have a wonderful rest of the night. Bye bye. This is one of the most unsolved mysteries that happened in this hotel. And stay until the end so you can hear what I have to say. But it is really disturbing.